East Boston, a neighborhood of Boston with over 40,000 residents with a long history of providing a foothold for immigrants with Irish, Russian Jews, and then Italians, alternating as the predominant group. Now, since the 1990s into the early millennium, large numbers of Latin American immigrants have settled in Eastie. And in more recent years, East Boston has become home to a wave of young professionals seeking residence in newly renovated condos along Jeffreys Point, Maverick Square, and even the Eagle Hill waterfront. Now, this morning we are joined by a Latina who is energetic in joining the many who are already working towards making East Boston the best and most diverse neighborhood in the city. To tell us about her aspirations, we are joined by Cecilia Bardales. She is the founder of CB Unlimited Community Service, which is an organization with a vision to educate and assist the community of East Boston and beyond. They look to assist the underprivileged and those who are in transition due to the loss of a job, a family member, and or an unexpected tragedy. Welcome to Revista. You are the first guest of the new year.
Yay, I feel excited about it. Thank you, Alberto.
You should. Welcome to 2017.
Thank you.
So first of all, any New Year's resolution that I should know about before I get into the interview?
Just to get East Boston better and to have an inclusive, diverse city.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about this, because I said earlier, you are one of many. I mean, there are so many different groups and organizations, wonderful individuals working in East Boston. But as I said, East Boston has become a huge melting pot with so many different kind of groups all in this one little area of Boston, which is kind of separated from Boston in and of itself, right?
That's right. That's right. That's how it feels, and I see that it is so rich in diversity that each group has somewhat their own parties, their own, anything, So I did identify that we need to have something for Christmas, but not calling it Christmas. So that's why I created the Winter Wonderland.
Oh, you had the about event. 2 weeks ago, yep.
About 2 weeks ago, exactly, where it is inclusive, where we have the Muslims, the Latinos, which is comprised of not just Colombians, but Salvadorans, Central Americans, etc.
So we're looking at some of the photos. I see some of the children that were there because it was an activity for kids, right?
Yes.
You had some resource tables, you had some community groups. It was on a Saturday afternoon, right? So,
yes.
Tell me a little bit more about who are these folks in the photos. If we could leave this picture up for a second, tell me some of these important folks.
Definitely. These are the Peace Walk team working directly with the police, the East Boston Police Department, as well with the clergy. And we started mid-summer, early summer. And we wanted to continue the spirit of including all the community together. And so we linked these walks to events. So
I noticed there, I know a few people that we know in the community, because Veronica Robles, she's been on this show.
Yes.
Paul Rogers, I think he's coming on Urban Update next week.
Absolutely.
So,
he'll have more information on the Peace Walk team.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your background and your amazing journey and why you've gotten so involved. Tell me a little bit about you. What's your background?
Okay, I am from El Salvador, and I came here since I was little. And throughout my education, I know that I wanted to also do missionary work, and that's where I tapped into the ground, with the people, and I always wanted to help more. And I identified that we actually have people here that needs us, so that's why I started to work directly with the Hispanic community. However, when I opened my tax business in East Boston, I started to see that there's more. So I have Filipinos, I have of all, levels of clients, and also people started to come that don't have the money, the underprivileged, where they need some type of form to be done. In other places, they charge them a lot of money when they don't have the money. So they can come to us and we don't charge them. And then now we've started an emergency fund where it has very little money, but just seeing so many tragedies out there, people need that little extra push. Probably someone that doesn't have the money to go shopping for their family, maybe we can give them like a $50, gift certificate to buy food.
Yep.
For example.
You work with different organizations too. I've seen you work with like East Boston Neighborhood Health Center and other organizaut as well.
Yes,
I know that Claudia Sierra has an organization. I mean, there's many, many great organizations.
Many, exactly. Like, for example, what we worked throughout the toy drive, which Claudia Sierra was key and vital to get the toys. in getting them for my organization, we were able to help the Veronica Robles Cultural Center. We were able to help the Holy Redeemer for a Christmas party that they had, and the soup kitchen as well. They also had a Christmas party, so we were able to help them with the toys as well.
Yeah, and East Boston is one of those neighborhoods in Boston, specifically East Boston, that they're trying to find the right balance between the gentrification. So you have this new wave of great professionals moving in, but the rents are going sky high. People are being displaced. So it's an interesting neighborhood, and I'm glad that Viva East Boston is taking off. And I'm sure we'll have many stories along the year here in Revista Hispana. And I want to start off the year with Viva East Boston.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having
Cecilia
us.
Bardales.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. When we come back, you will hear a love story involving a Jewish man, a Catholic woman, and how they celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas all last week. All this information right here on Revista Hispana.